Hi, can you hear me? Can somebody just comment and tell me that you can hear me? Because I'm not seeing any comments. Okay, someone's just said they can hear me. That's good. Okay, so I can see that there are about 21 people here at the moment, so I'll just see if anybody else joins. But what I want to show you is this flower. Now, I made this flower a good while ago, and I think I even posted a photograph of it on my old blog. But to be honest with you, I hung it up on the wall in my craft room and completely forgot all about it. And it's just made from two basic shapes that are within the machine. So there's a hexagon and then this shape that's in the machine. So I thought I'd come on. I've got a little bit of spare time tonight and I thought I'd show it you. But I'm going to do a slightly different middle, one I've not done before. I'm just going to play about in the machine with a couple of shapes. So this is made from paper, and this is just single-sided scrapbook paper. But I think this would look really nice if you did it in the cricket pearl paper. I've seen Melody Lane do some a while ago, and she used their pearl paper, which I think is double-sided, and here in the UK, Hunky Dory do some new kind of like ombre effect paper, which is lovely, which is on my website. So if you want to have a look at that, go to my website and have a look. Just while I'm here, is everybody aware that I have got a new website now and my blog has moved? Because I posted a message in February, I think, at the end of February or early March, letting everybody know that I wouldn't be posting on my WordPress blog anymore, and that I'd moved my blog, or I'd created a new blog over on my website. But people are still signing up to my old blog, which is a bit worrying. So I just thought I'd throw it out there in this live stream and hope that you all know, or that if anybody watches this later, because this will be recorded and will go up on my channel, that hopefully, you know, you can go and have a look at my new website and sign up to my new blog, which is all part of that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm hoping that you can see the screen. I'll just start to show you the shapes and how to make this. So you need to go into patterns and into your basic shapes. And on page 3, wrong way, we want a hexagon. So that's the first one I'm going to choose. And I've got a few scribbled notes here on the side, so I'm trying to refer to them because I say it was a long time ago that I made this, and I can't remember. Right, 4 inches. So I'm going to say 4 inches high. It's not vital, this, it doesn't really matter, but just to give you an idea. Obviously, I will try and keep looking at the chat messages, but I'm not ignoring you, it's just that I'm looking this way. So I've got a hexagon, which is on page 3, and it's pattern number BAA042. It's just a standard hexagon. I only want one. I'm going to say set and just move that out of the way for now. Then I'm going to go back to add and back to the basic shapes. And the pattern that I want is on page 7. And it's this one here. It's the first one on the middle row. It's BA8, start again, BAA096. Okay, so that's that one. And I need different sizes, but the first size I need is going to be about 5 inches high. You can make these as big or as small as you want. They will obviously take up more paper the bigger that you make them. So let's go with 5 inches for now in height. So 5 inches in height gives us about 3 inches wide, and we need 6 of them. So I'm going to choose 6 in the number and say set. Now it's telling me there's not enough space because I've made it too big. So I think from memory I made my original one just under 4. We'll try 4.90 and see what happens. No, still not enough space. I know what I'll do. I'll go, let's see. Like I say, it is a long time ago since I made this, so I'll just take it down to 3 or something for now, and I'll get rid of the hexagon. That will give me more space on my map for now. Then I'll just take this back up again in size. We'll try for 4-ish. Let's see. Okay, so I've got 6 now, and they're about 4.92 high. I want to try and get them all on one piece of paper if I can. That one's touching, so I'm going to move that down. Okay, so I've got 6 of these. Okay, I've got some paper already on my mat. I'm going to load in the mat and I'm going to cut these 6 and hope I've got my blades set at the right depth. Okay, so they've cut. So I'm going to unload the mat. Well, I think they've cut through. They've cut through most anyway. Might have to adjust my blade. Just ever so slightly. So how are we all doing on this Friday night? What have you all been up to? What are your plans? Can you still all hear me? Oh, cards and doodles, it's midday, so you're having lunch. Okay, well, at least you can hear me because you've answered my question. Okay, so there's 6 in that size. So now I want... Joan, thank you. I'm going to put another piece of paper on. I'm just going to hit the back button. I'm going to select 5 of these and send them to the rubbish. And then the last one, I'm going to resize it down. I'm going to go for about just under 3, I think, maybe an inch smaller. That they were 4.96, by the way, the ones I've just cut in height. So let's go. We'll go 4.15 and 6 again. And in fact, let's go and use the rearrange buttons. So we'll get the ScanNCut to arrange them for us. And then I want some smaller ones. So I'm going to say OK. I'm going to select one, duplicate it, and make it smaller. I'm just going to rotate it for now. So this one I'm going to make about 3 inches high and see how many I can get on with these others. I'm going to say, I actually want 6 again, but I don't know how many I can get on, so probably can get them all. I'm just rearranging them. Let's see. Okay, that's good. So we've got 6 that were cut at 4.96, did I say? We've got 6 that we're going to cut at 2.49 and 6 that we're going to cut at 3. But I think I need to make these a little bit bigger. No, sorry, 6 at 4.15 because I've turned them round, and 6 at 3. So let's say OK. Sorry if I'm confusing you. I'll recap in a minute. Okay, so I'll try and just have a quick look at the comments while this is cutting. Fran, thank you very much. You love all my designs. Ellen, you watching on Chromecast? You can hear me, but you can't chat very well. Okay, that's fine. As long as you can hear me, that's the main thing. Okay, so I'll just go back. Right, just to recap. So the first ones were 4.96 high, okay? The second size down is 4.15 high. And the smallest size is 3 inches high, okay? That's just for this size I'm making, but as I say, you can make any. You basically want a minimum of 3 sizes and you want 6 of each. So long as you've got 6 of each size and you've got 3 sizes, you can add more. If you want your flower bigger or more bulky, you can add more, but this is how I made mine. Claudine, you can hear me, thank you very much. And Fran, and Jilly, you're going to make my shadow box tomorrow, I think it said. So have fun with that. So let's unload this. I'm just going to peel these other ones off here, but what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut my hexagon, and then while this is cutting I can be peeling the other shapes off that. Oops, off that piece of paper. So I'm just going to load up my mat. Going to hit the home button, OK to delete because I don't want any of them now. I'm going to go back to page 3 and choose that hexagon, and I think I said it was about 4 inches. So I'll take it up to 4 inches in height, and I only want 1. So I'm going to say cut. Well, for the person that said it was lunchtime and you were having your lunch, the time here is about 20 to 9 in the evening. This is actually really simple to make once you've got all your shapes, and obviously I'm using a pattern paper and I can't flipping well see where the cutouts are. I think I've got another one there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Must have a couple more in here somewhere. Do you ever do that? Do you use pattern paper, cut a shape and then you can't see it? I think I need to take my blade just up a touch for this paper. But they have cut, they just need, let's just say, encouraging out of here. Okay, so I've got 6 of those, and hopefully we've got 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. You can turn that off for a bit now. So, can you see there the 3 sizes and the hexagon? So what I'm going to do now is find a bone folder and then just putting my thumb and my finger on the base of the design, I'm just going to give them a little bit of a curl. When I made this one, I used a hot glue gun. You could use wet glue, something that's going to make sure it, you know, stays together. But just for this video, I'm going to be using a glue runner, one of these things. And hopefully it'll stay together while I'm showing you. It doesn't take much to give these a little bit of shape, especially, you know, with them being in paper. Okay, so what you need to do now, you need to put a slit. Now, there is, I think, from memory, a straight cut line on the machine. You could make one about 1 inch high and add it to each shape. But to be honest with you, it's easier to do it just with a pair of scissors. So you just want to snip about 1 inch, something like that, on each one. Are any of my patrons here? Anybody that support me on my Patreon channel? If you are, can you just tell me? If not, I'd just like to give a little shout out to some of them. I know I've got Rachel and Diane and Mary, and Laurie and Barbara. I can't remember any of the other names off the top of my head, but if you are on here, thank you. Oh, Nancy, thank you, you're here, lovely. Right, we're nearly there. Okay. So I'm going to start with the biggest. I'm going to just tilt you down a little, so close your eyes because you might feel a bit sick. There you go. So I'm starting with my hexagon and my biggest shapes, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of glue on one of these corners. Just going to get my silicone mat so I don't get glue all over my desk. And then what you're going to do, you're going to fold that over. Now, how much you fold it is up to you. If you want your shape to be really, you know, coned inwards, you bring it in more. If you don't want it a lot, you just overlap it a little. I'm just going to overlap it kind of like that. Hopefully you can see. That's how it's looking from the back. And I'm going to do that on all of them. So a little bit of glue, fold it over, and then obviously, you know, you can manipulate these again however you want. Just trying to do this a bit quicker because I'm mindful that, well, especially in the UK, it's evening and you may have better things to do with your Friday night. Okay, so that's the 6 to start with. So what I'm going to do now, these are going to be stuck on here. So I'm going to apply a bit of glue. And the reason I chose a hexagon was I found it easier to put like one of the leaf shapes down and then do the opposite. You could use a square, you could use a circle, it doesn't really matter. And again, depending on how big you want your flower to be, you can put this nearer the centre or nearer the edge. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to go probably about 1.5 inches down and see how that looks for now. So now I'm just going to do the opposite one, and then I'm going to do the other 4. As I say, a wet glue is actually better for this. You know, hot glue gun or a PVA wet glue would probably work better. But for now, this will do. So that's how we're looking so far. Then I'm just going to repeat the process with the next ones down. So same process, apply a little bit of glue. Fold it over. You're all very quiet, you're not very talkative, are you? Are you all just watching, or are you doing other stuff at the same time? So what I'll do the small ones as well, and then that's most of the little bits of gluing out of the way. As I say, this video will stay on my channel after the live stream, so you can go back, and if you've got any questions or comments, you can put them in the description box under the video, or obviously you can just go back and watch it again if you've not, you know, didn't catch the sizes that I was saying I was going to use. So I think what I'll do now, I will use a bit of wet glue on these. So I'm just using a bit of PVA. So what you do now, you fill in the gaps. So where these two are, you put this one in the middle and then just stick it down. And again, you just work your way around. This is the second size down. Okay. and then I'll show you what I'm going to do with the middle bit. Oh, have I not struck that one? Yes, I have. I'm going to try something different on the middle section. I'm just having to hold this one down now because obviously this is a wet glue. So that's how we're looking so far. And then we'll, you know, you can manipulate these. Once it starts to dry, you can manipulate you know how they're going to look again. So let's put these smaller ones in. I don't know the weight of paper, but I can tell you it's K & Company scrapbook paper that I've had years from one of those, you know, they do those big stacks, you know, that you get like about, I don't know, 100 sheets in or something, I can't remember. It's a big thick stack. So it's scrapbook paper and it's K & Company. Getting glue all over my hands now. That's the problem when I use a wet glue. So this one, this centre bit was made in canvas, and how I did this, I got a rectangle, I think it was about 9 inches long by about 2.5, something like that, inches high, and then I literally just used the path tool and made a straight cut line, and I positioned a cut line at about every 1/2 inch centrally on the rectangle. Then I folded it in half. But I'm going to try something different. So this is how we're looking so far, and I'm going to try a different centerpiece, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to try this cross shape, and I'm going to make it, in fact I'm going to unlock the aspect ratio, and I'm going to make the width about 2.5 inches wide, and I'm going to make the height 2.5 inches high, and say set. I don't know if this is going to work, I've not tried this before. Then I'm going to do, I did see somebody make one of these manually, and they made this funny shape in the middle, so I'm just going to try it with basic shapes that are in the ScanNCut machine. I'm looking for a heart, and I'm going to make it about just over 2 inches, I think. Yeah, I want, in fact, let's see what the exact says. I'll make it 2.25, and I'm going to say 4. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to weld I think a heart. As I say, I don't know if this is going to work, but you never know, we can try it, can't we? I'm going to weld a heart onto each of the points of this cross. So I'm just rotating them . going to select them all. And weld them. And that's quite big now, so I'm going to take it down. And I'm going to say OK. Like I say, I don't know if this is going to work. But we'll give it a whirl and see. Okay, so that's the shape I've got. So I used the cross design and welded 4 halves. Now, as I say, this might not work, but this is, I saw somebody make one manually and they kind of created this kind of shape. So we'll see. I think we kind of stuck those two together like that, and then those two, but I'm going to have to do it this way, I think, because my paper's white. Now let's bend it the other way. This is how you work things out, isn't it? You know, you do it by trial and error and see what happens. Right, I'm going to put some glue on there, and I'm going to bring this one, the opposite one, around and stick it to it. It's kind of like making a bud. And then I think you do the same with that one. So I'll put some glue on here. Wrap that one around that one and see if I can. I think I need my glue nearer the edge, because it's got to get round like so. What do you reckon? Reckon it looks like a bud? And then I'm going to sit that in there. So put some glue on the end of it and put it in. I'm just going to stick my bone folder in to hold it down. I'm trying to put my glue on my lid on the glue at the same time so it doesn't dry out. There you go. What do you think? Not too bad really, is it? Considering I've just kind of made it up as I've gone along. And then to hang it, the way I did this, I just did it very crudely by hand. I just cut myself a piece of paper and I stuck it about 3/4 of the way up on either side and left a gap in the middle and threaded through some baker's twine, and then, you know, it can hang. So there's my original one. Let's move this out of the way. And there's my other one. But, you know, obviously once it dries out a bit more, you can, you know, bend your leaves a bit more, and you can see the difference in the size. This one, I put the leaves more towards the outside of the hexagon. This one, I put them more towards the middle. So if you look, if I try and hold them both up, I'm trying to find the camera angle for you, because obviously I'm looking, there you go. Can you see? Slightly, this one's slightly more splayed out, this one's more folded up. So you just have to play around with your placement. But, you know, you could make these smaller, you could make tiny ones. They'd be a bit fiddly to glue together, but you know, you can do it and put them on cards, or, you know, something like the, let me just have a reach across. You know, my shadow box I did the other day, if you made them small, you could put them on something like this. But I just thought I'd come on and show you because, as I say, I did make this blue one a while ago and never got round to showing you. Ellen, thank you. Jilly, thank you. So has anybody got any questions before I leave you all and go? As I say, my new website, if you don't know, is all the W's, applelover53.co.uk. And from that website, there's a shopping page where I've got links to things that I use, because people do ask me what products and things I use. But also my blog is on there now. There's a tab that says blog. And if you click on that, all my new blog posts from about the last 4 or 5 weeks are going on there. My old WordPress blog will stay live, at least for the time being. So you can refer back to all my other projects, but I won't be adding to that WordPress blog anymore. All the links to my new blog are all on my YouTube channel, and they're always in the description box directly underneath every video now. But as I say, I will be adding information onto that website and that blog rather than my old WordPress blog. Claudine, thank you. Oh, Elaine, thank you. That's so kind of you. Any questions? Anybody? Just having a drink of water before I go. I've got glue all over my fingers just from using that little bit of wet glue. I'm getting a right old mess. That's why I wanted to use the dry adhesive. But anyway. Have you all seen the 3D card I made recently? And obviously I've just shown you this, the shadow box, which was a request from one of my subscribers. But I made that 3D card a few weeks ago. Have you all seen that on my channel and on my Instagram page? Okay, well, I'm going to love you and leave you. There doesn't appear to be any questions or anything popping up. It seems to be quite quiet on here tonight. So give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Oh, Nancy, thank you. That's really nice to know. Don't forget to subscribe if you don't already do so. Fran, yes, a heart shape would work. Do you mean for the leaves of the flower? It would, that would look nice. There are several shapes in the basic shapes in the machine that you could use. I just thought this one kind of looked a little bit like, you know, petal-like. That's why I chose that. But yeah, heart would be nice, and maybe even the scallop heart would be nice. Jilly, thanks, you're welcome. Yeah, a gift bow in the centre would work. Yeah, that's cards and doodles. Well done for that, yeah. Fran, you're going to try making some now? They are easy, as I say, once you've got your sizes cut. The main thing is you need at least 3 different sizes and you need 6 of each. As long as you do that, it doesn't matter what size you cut them at. Obviously, the bigger you make them, the more paper you're going to need. Battery tea light, yeah, that's another good idea. Could I make it into a pop-out card? Not sure. Okay, well, it seems that there's not many more comments popping up. So whatever you're doing with your Friday, have a good one. As I say, this will stay live on my channel and you can refer back to it and leave me any questions or comments directly underneath it. It may take, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, something like that to process once I end the live stream through YouTube, but it will be there. So I'm glad you've liked it, and if you make it, send me some pictures and I'll post them on the community board of my YouTube channel. So have a good day and a good evening wherever you are, and I'll see you all soon. Thank you.